I know you hear a lot about retinol, and there are a ton of products out there that contain retinol that can be very frustrating to navigate given the wide range of price points they come at. Now, retinol gets a lot of love in the anti-aging world because it's related to a prescription product that's been in use for a long time with a lot of evidence that support different benefits when it comes to anti-aging. The challenge with retinol, however, is that it's actually not active. So if you look at your products that you get that are intended for anti-aging, these are cosmetic products. What that basically means is that the claims on these products are not required to say that there's an actual change in the structure or function of the skin, just that you might gain a temporary cosmetic benefit from using it. So retinol itself is inactive, and it relies on your skin to activate it into a form that can be used to have different benefits down the road. So retinol itself is then transformed into an active version called retinoic acid. Now, I find that my patients are so confused by navigating the world of retinol containing products because of varying names they might go by, percentages, or lack of information with regards to the percentage on the product. Now, the real question my patients have is, how does retinol over the counter compare with tretinoin, the prescription option available? There aren't a lot of great studies on this, but the studies available seem to suggest that retinol in certain concentrations over the counter is probably about 20 times less potent than prescription tretinoin, or Retin-A is a common brand name associated with tretinoin. The challenge with this statement is that each person's potency is dictated by their skin cells' ability to transform the inactive retinol into an active ingredient, and this varies widely from person to person, which dictates the level of reaction or response you might see. And again, remember, this 20 times less potent number is based on laboratory studies, and this is based on actually knowing the concentration of retinol that they're studying. The reality is, in the vast majority of products available in the market, companies rarely disclose the percentage of retinol in the product, or they mask the percentage in other forms. For example, I've seen things like retinol SA. I think the SA means salicylic acid, but again, that's not retinol alone. That's retinol with another ingredient, I think, because again, they're not disclosing these details very openly. I've seen claims for retinols that are encapsulated, bioretinols, retinol complexes, retinols, AL. I've seen things that are just advertised as potent retinol, so they don't even tell you what's in there. When my research team went down and looked at a beauty website and actually put in the search engine retinol, they actually found 54 products that advertised some version of retinol in them, but only 11 of them disclosed the actual percentage of retinol in the product. This makes it really challenging as a consumer to figure out how to navigate the choices out there. Out of those 11, 9 of them had less than 0.6% retinol, and 3 of them contain 1% retinol. That means the bulk of retinols out there are really not even that potent to begin with. They're probably even far less potent than we think. Also remember that the 3 products that revealed the highest concentration of retinol as 1%, they ranged in price from $12 to $74, and it's not quite clear what more the consumer was getting for that added cost when the retinol of 1% clearly could come as low as $12. Also remember that prescription tretinoin, at least on today's date, when I check GoodRx, is available for about that same price. Now, we always have to take into consideration, does it make sense to be using the less potent option if the prescription option that has far more studies that validate its credibility and claims that have actually been subjected to FDA regulations can actually give us more results? So what are the benefits of retinoic acid? Retinoic acid is what retinol could potentially be converted to in our skin, and retinoic acid has a lot of potential benefits for our skin, which is why we talk so highly about it as far as an anti-aging ingredient goes. Retinoic acid has been shown to boost collagen production, increase hydration in the skin through the increased production of hyaluronic acid naturally by your skin. So we're not talking about applying it on the surface like with the hyaluronic acid containing serum, because again, that doesn't make it into the skin, that's just on the surface. Retinoic acid can actually increase its production. It can help with the treatment and management of photoaging skin. It can help with managing certain manifestations of photoaging on the skin, whether it be fine lines and wrinkles, pigmentation changes to the skin, things that are a result of light and UV exposure over time that can be addressed. It has also been shown to help manage discoloration on our skin in general, as well as managing sun damage in general as it relates to the possibility of the development of precancerous lesions over time. So even though I can be a little rough on retinols over the counter, a lot of this is just a reaction to what my patients have experienced over the past 2 decades, where I'm frustrated for them. I see them buying lots of products, spending a lot of money, a lot of marketing out there that appeals to their eyes, but really is hard to navigate once you actually look at a product in your hand. Once you actually get a product in your hand and you look at it to figure out what it's offering you. Again, these are only cosmetic claims that a retinol product can offer, simply because retinol itself, again, is not an active ingredient, so it's not subjected to the same regulations to actually prove that it has a benefit. So try to look at retinols in a different way. One, don't look at them based on price point. Look at them based on percentages available in the product and what's disclosed by the manufacturer. If they can disclose to you how much retinol is in that product, it does make it a lot easier to figure out how to navigate products. Say, for example, you're not sure if you're sensitive to retinol containing products and you wanted to choose one that maybe had a lower percentage of retinol. The only way to truly achieve this is to have retinol containing products that disclose the percentage on them. This way you as the consumer can say, you know what, maybe I would like to start with the lower concentration and work my way up over time and to make sure my skin is tolerant to these products. There is a role that these products can play because sometimes the prescription tretinoin can be too harsh on some people's skin and they need to start with an over-the-counter option just to build a sense of tolerance over time. It is true that sometimes people will start with the over-the-counter retinol and gradually increase to the prescription option based on being able to manage some of the dryness they may have experienced from the product. It's very common with these products in the first few weeks of use to experience some dryness or exfoliation. So learning how to navigate these challenges can help. On my blog, my research team's list of retinols that are out there with their disclosed percentages and their price tags are listed there. I'm hoping this list can help you navigate what's out there, but also get a sense of how many products out there really don't disclose their retinol concentration. There's nothing wrong with these brands. It's just a matter of choosing them based on your comfort level with the brand, but not based on the price tag necessarily, and navigating these choices based on the context of the experience you had already. So if you've had an issue with a retinol before, don't just jump around to another brand. Focus on a brand that discloses a lower concentration and actually says the concentration on the package. If you can see that concentration listed there, that can give you a better sense as a consumer. You know what, maybe I want to start off with a 0.3% retinol, then increase over time to a 0.5, then a 1. Then you can actually build a tolerance over time if you're looking to get the benefits without the dryness or irritation.